So now it's time to create an Azure Container Registry and build images. But the first thing we need to do, right, is to log into our Azure using AZ login command, and we have to authenticate. So because of that command, it's asking for a code when I put that command that I should use device code to authenticate, which I'm trying to. Okay, let me just paste that. Alright, okay, so that's just to authenticate to the Azure. Alright, now that we have logged into Azure, we also need to now create a resource group that will contain all the resources that we're going to create in this tutorial. So I'm going to use a command to create that, which is let me just name it test rg, and in the location east-us. That's fine. Then also we now need to create the Azure Container Registry. So how do we do that? There is a command az, ACR create, then in the resource group test rg, and we are going to, let me just give it a name. Let me say Azure Tutor ACR. I think that's better. It must be a unique name though. So let me just put okay, Azure Tutor ACR, and let me use a basic SKU for that. That's just to provide a balance of storage and throughput. That's fine. So as you're waiting for that to alright, that's completed already. So the next thing we need to do is to build and push container images to registry. So we have a command already which I've prepared, so all I need is to just copy and paste, which I've done. And as you can see, I had to even fast forward this part just for the output to be fast. Alright, and after that we need to list images in registry. So there is a command to list images in registry, which is ACR repository list, and I'll put the Azure Tutor ACR that I just put output. Okay, so and as you can see, we have we have all the list of the images now. And I just decided to go to the portal to see if whatever I've been doing on Visual Studio Code is actually happening on my portal. So I went to the activity log, and as you can see, I see that all the stuff that I try to push from Visual Studio Code is here. It is effective, really. So the next thing we need to do is to deploy an Azure Kubernetes Service cluster, which is AKS cluster. So there is a command to do that as well, which is AKS create, put it in the resource group, and I'm giving it a name, my AKS cluster, and that's what you can see there. And it's also running at the moment. Let me just see, it's running. Alright, so we have that, and the next thing is to install the Kubernetes CLI. That one is just to use AKS install -CLI. So that's just to install Kubernetes CLI. Alright, and that is fine. Then the last part is to connect to cluster using the kubectl. So what is the command to do that? I'll have to do AKS get credentials, and I'll put the name of the resource group that I created earlier, test rg, then name of the cluster, which is my AKS cluster. Then after this, I'll just wait for that, and after this I want to just verify connection to the cluster using kubectl get nodes.